Hi, hello everyone. Myself Bhanut Rahul going to explain about dynamic routing in Capsule networks. Dynamic routing in Capsule networks means a sophisticated mechanism enhancing network performance. Definition: Capsule networks CAPS nets are innovative neural networks architecture designing to address some of the limitations of convolution neural networks. It is also called CNNs, such as spatial hierarchies and viewpoints variations. The key points are introduced by Geoffrey Hinton and his team in 2017, aims to improve the generalization ability of network, handles parts whole relationship better than traditional CNNs. Dynamic routing is a crucial aspect as capsule networks that addresses traditional neural networks limitations. This presentation explores the significance of dynamic routing, how it operates and its advantages over the convolutional method, preparing to delay into the intricacies of this innovation approach transform how multidimensional data is processed within neural networks. See in the image. Dynamic routing refers to a mechanism with capsule networks that improves the way of information is routed between capsule. This concept is vital for ensuring that the features learned by the network are accurately captured and represent significantly. Dynamic routing enhances the adaptability and robustness of neural networks, making them resilient in various tasks and applications. What are capsules? Capsules means small group of neural networks, neurons that works together to detect specific features in an image. Idea: capsule can be represent both the existing of feature and the spatial relationship between them. Pose information. Important concept. CapsNet takes advantage of this idea of capsule for future detection and spatial understanding. The problems with traditional CNNs. Limitations of CNNs: lack of understanding a part whole relationship, struggle with rotation shifting and viewpoint invariance, inability to generalize to new perspective and of object. Capsule networks addresses this by incorporating dynamic routing to enhance future representation and relationship. Dynamic routing. What is dynamic routing? Dynamic routing is a process by which the output of one capsule, a group of neurons, is passed on to another capsule in the network layer. Key points of dynamic routing. It helps routing the information from low level capsule to high level ones. Based agreement between capsules aims to ensure the information is sent along the right path based on the input and the spatial relationship of features. Dynamic nature. Routing occurs during the training process and adapts to the data. How it works. In dynamic routing, capsule communicate with each other through a routing by agreement process. Each capsule proposes votes for the activation of other parent capsule, which determines whether to relay the information. The importance of each vote is adjusted over iteration, allowing the network to optimize the most relevant pathways for information flow, leading to improved object representations and recognition capabilities. Benefits over traditional method. Dynamic routing provides several advantages over traditional methods, In deep learning, it enhances features represented by preserving spatial hierarchies, enabling better generalization across various tasks. Additionally, this mechanism reduces the risk of the overfitting and improves model efficiency by focusing computational resources on the most relevant features. Furthermore, dynamic routing ensures that the network can adaptively learn from complex data patterns, resulting in high accuracy, reliability in production. The applications are image recognition, natural language processing, capsule, capsule neural networks. In image recognition, capsule networks have some remarkable improvements in image recognition tasks. They effectively capture the relationship and spatially hierarchy between features, allowing for better identification and classification of objects in image. This capability is particularly beneficial in scenarios with exclusively or variations in object oriented, leading to more accurate model output. In natural language processing, capsular networks facilitate understanding context by maintaining relationship between words in a sentence. Their ability to process variable length sequence while capturing hierarchy structure enhances tasks such as sentiment analysis, machine translation, and text classification, ultimately improving overall performance in various languages. Capsule neural networks. Capsule neural networks plays a vital role in autonomous systems where accurate perception of the environment is crucial. By leveraging their ability to generalize across multiple scenarios. These networks improve object detection, scene interpretation, and decision making processes in real time, making them suitable for applications in robotics, self-driving cars, and drones. Introduction to capsule neural networks. Capsule neural network, also known as CapsNet, is an artificial neural network. ANN is also called in machine learning to design to overcome limitations of traditional convolutional neural networks. It is also called CNN. Yes, the article explores the fundamental working and architecture of CapsNet. What are what are capsule networks? A capsule networks neural network CapsNet is an artificial neural network in machine learning designed to emulate hierarchy relationship, drawing inspiration from the organizational principle of biological neural structures. CapsNet seeks to replicate the hierarchy organization observed in biological neural system. Capsules in a capsule network. Fundamental building blocks called capsule in a capsule networks. CapsNets are created to get around drawbacks. In convolutional neural network, in convolutional neural networks, capsule neurons, in contrast to regular neurons, are better able to handle a hierarchy structure and pose variation because they encapsulate both the activation information and spatial relationship. Each capsule outputs as a set of pose parameters including orientation and position in adding to an activation that represent a particular entity or a portion of an object. By allowing the network to iteratively refine the coupling coefficient between capsulae based on the agreement of their pose parameter. Capsules enable dynamic routing. As a result, capsules can better recognize intricate patterns in the data, capture complex spatial hierarchy, and improving generalization. Working of capsule network. Unlike neurons, capsule process inputs by encapsulating the result of informative vectors through affine transformation. In contrast to neurons that work with scalar, capsule work with vector. Steps for artificial neural network include scalar activation, some computations, and weighted connections. Architecture of capsule networks. A kind of neural network architecture known as capsule network. CapsNet was created to get around some of the drawbacks of convolutional neural networks, particularly with regard to manage hierarchy relationship and perspective fluctuations. Capsule network architecture is made up of various essential elements. You can see in the image. Advantages of capsule networks are compared to more conventional neural network architecture like convolutional neural networks, neural networks, CapsNets have a number of advantages. The following some are: capsule neural networks main benefits are improved handling of hierarchies, reducing need for data argumentation, improved robustness to advertise attacks, exploits post information. Conclusion: dynamic routing in capsule networks offers significantly advantages over traditional neural networks, providing enhanced features, representation, and adaptability. As we explored, the applications of these networks extend across various domains, including image recognition, natural language processing, and autonomous systems. The continued development, and integration of capsule neural networks promise to revol- revolutionize how complex data is processed and understood in artificial intelligence. Thank you.